Hi everybody, welcome to this District 99 broadcast. Today I'm going to walk through the basic process of how you should attend a Skype for Business meeting. I'm going to show how the meeting gets created, an invitation gets sent to you. I'm going to use Google as an example, but it should work for other mail systems as well. Shouldn't be that much different. We'll try it out in the Chrome browser just so people can see how it works there. It should actually work even better if you're using Internet Explorer. So we're going to flop over to the screen so you can see what I'm doing, and I'll show you some of the basic steps. So here's my screen right now, and I'm in my district mail account, and I'm going to set up a meeting, and I'm just, for the sake of argument, going to say there's going to be a meeting tonight. So I'm going to go in here and just create a test meeting, and this isn't anything that you would have to do, but you'll just see the process of what I go through. So once I've done that, I'm going to go in more details, and I'm going to click on Skype meeting, and I'm going to add a Skype meeting. So now what this has done is it's actually added the details into the body of the message down here of what the Skype meeting will be and where it is. So this first line that says join Skype online meeting is the link that you'll get sent. So now I'm going to invite someone. So I'm going to invite my test user that I have. So at this point I'll hit send, and it's going to send the invitation out to everybody so that everybody gets it. In my calendar it shows up here and I can see it. Alright, so now I'm just going to click over to my Gmail account, and let's just see what happens in a minute here. So I'll hit refresh and just see what happens. Oh, I'm logged in on the wrong account. Let's change accounts. I'm going to sign out, and I'm going to sign in as my account that the test one was. So there it is, and it's going to ask me to verify. I have to use my phone. I've got something set up on here called two-step authentication, and so it expects me to actually key in a code so that I can get in. I apologize for this. This looks good, and it let me in. Excellent. So now you'll see here at the top of my email box there's a meeting here, an invite, a letter, email that says test meeting. So if I click on that, you'll see here that it says the meeting. It has a little calendar icon here, and it has a yes, maybe, and no. So if you're coming to the meeting, then you should say yes. If you think you might be coming but you're not sure, then say maybe, right? So I'm going to say yes. Now at this point, that means I've said that I'm coming. Okay. So now if I were to go look in my calendar, so in Gmail, if you go look at your now I have to remember, it's been a while since I did this. I'm going to go back to my schedule here, and I'm going to click on the things, and I'm going to go to calendar, and if I look at my calendar, you'll see that there is an actual test meeting here. Now at the appropriate time, what will happen is you'll get a notification pop up on your screen that a meeting's coming up. But even if you just go in here and you open this meeting up and say more details to bring it up, you'll see here that the link is down here at the bottom. And so if you click on the message, you'll see there's a link here that actually allows you to join the meeting. There's also a phone number here. So if you were not at your computer, you could actually phone in to this meeting. So I'm going to take this link that's here, and unfortunately it doesn't look like it does a very nice job of it in Google. You can't just click on it, but I'm going to take it, I'm going to go up and create a new tab, and I'm going to paste that into the new tab. So as soon as I do that, it's going to go to the Skype for Business web app. So now I'm going to join using the Skype Business web app because I probably don't have Skype for Business. If you have it installed in your desktop, it should automatically start Skype for Business, and away you go. But if you don't have it installed, then you would click on Join using the web app. Now it'll spin for a little while. The first time you go in, you should add this plugin. So step 1, download and install this plugin. And if I click on this, you're going to see a box down here, and I'll just show you. It's going to come down and it has downloaded that. So now if I actually click on that, it's going to install it. It'll spin for a little while, and it should actually go through on your screen. I'll just bring this over so you can see it. It's actually doing a little Skype Meetings app install, and it should do the install for you. And then when it's done, it's ready to go. Then at that point you can click on this big green Join the Meeting button, and that might open up a new window. Now at this point it's asking you for a name. You're not really signing in or anything. All you gotta do is say your name. Okay, and you can click Join the Meeting. If you have an Office 365 account, you can sign in, but most of you won't have an Office 365 account. So now you're in the meeting. You are connected. If you have a headset, which would be the preferable thing, you will actually use your headset. If you want to check what device you're using, if you go down here and click on the little phone icon, there's a devices thing here. It'll bring it up and it'll tell you what devices you have available to use for audio. I would recommend you get a headset. A nice USB headset that you can plug in is the best option you have. Once you're in here, you'll notice that it's muted, and if you want to unmute yourself, you just simply click on this and it will unmute you. Click it again and it will mute you. You could use video, but we don't typically use video because it takes a lot of bandwidth to do that. If you were presenting something, you would click on this share button. Oh, this one says it's been disabled, so that's because probably I haven't given this person the permission to be a presenter. I would have to elevate their credentials so they could be a presenter. So now when you're done, if you want to make this full screen so you can see, you click on the little arrows up in the corner. That makes it full screen. Very simple. If, for example, someone was doing sending you messages, you would see those pop up as well. Like I can click on this button and go back to where I see conversation. If you want to see who's in it in the meeting, you click on this, and this gives you a list of everybody that's in the meeting. Those are some of the basic things. If you click on the ... it will give you information like this is the entry. So for example, if you wanted to send this to somebody else, you could bring this up, and all you'd have to do is copy it and paste it into an email and send it to somebody else, and they could join the meeting as well. That would be essentially all the things you would have to do. Once you're in here, it's pretty simplistic. Content will show up in the main screen, so if we're showing a presentation, it'll be in there. If you're talking, again, I can mute you from the central location, so I may in fact do that, but if you ever want to unmute yourself, you just click the unmute button, and that would allow you then to talk and be heard. Typically you should hear the voice of the person who's presenting. You'll see pictures for people that have pictures. If someone's come in by phone, you'll see a box with a phone number in it, and you'll know that that person is actually on the phone. Those are some of the basics of getting into a Skype for Business meeting using the web app. You can see here that I just popped in. Now one of the things that I will talk to you about, because I've done this before, it didn't ask me, you may get some boxes coming up saying, you know, are you willing to allow this to happen? I would say that you should check off the little box that says always remember this choice, and then always remember to let the app run. That way you won't have to do it every time you go into a Skype for Business meeting. It should just automatically run, and it should go very, very smoothly. But those are the basics. You get into the meeting, you should be able to use whatever device you wish to have. So if you have different devices, for example, I have a speakerphone I could use. That would use that speakerphone microphone. I can go in here and I can switch to other devices that I might have on my computer. So any devices that are available on your computer will show up here, and you can use any of them as your input device, provided of course they are working. So I would test this out, make sure that that's working. Again, My recommendation to you would be to get a headset so you can see in the video that up in the corner I'm actually wearing a headset right now. This is one that's available. It's a Sennheiser brand. It's available from places like London Drugs, and it's about $45. Will make your experience using video conferencing much better. Well, that's the basics. When I want to get out of here, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to shut this in this window. That gets me out. I can close this, and now it's going to pop me out. It'll typically, when I close the window, take me to a feedback thing, and in here I can go in and say, well, how was the quality? I can put in a number of stars and a note and hit send, and it will send off a comment. And that's just part of the continual improvement. They want to know whether or not your conference went really well and whether or not you heard what was going on. So that's the basics of how we set up a meeting, and then how you would use it. You'd use that link that's in there embedded in the email to be able to then log on to Skype and get into the meeting. Hopefully this has helped you to give you some basic information. If there are any other questions about this, please don't hesitate to ask. We want everyone to have a positive experience when they're using video conferencing, and so this is one of the ways that we hopefully can do that we can make sure that everybody has a positive experience and gets the information and gets to interact in the meetings in a positive way. This has been District 99 Television, and we are trying to get the information out to you. Please let us know if we're doing a good job, and until next time, signing off.